What's up, Glibbers? Ben here with a big announcement, the big announcement, actually. The one that we've been talking about since episode 5, the one we've been tweeting about. Big stuff. And I guess I'll just go get it right out there. The Glib Staff is moving to iTunes. Well, the Glib Staff podcast, at least. Through the wonderful service that is blip.tv, we can now upload the podcast to iTunes. It's not on iTunes yet. It should be shortly, though. We've submitted the podcast to iTunes. It's going under review right now. It should pass with flying colors, but I don't know how long that review process takes. It could be a couple days, could be a week or so. But it should be known that we have already uploaded episodes 1 through 5 to Blip in their full length. No more separate parts for certain episodes. They're all just one long audio file now. And as soon as it's up on iTunes, you can subscribe, download them all for free, listen to them in a much more convenient manner. Now, what does this mean for everything else that we do? Obviously, us moving the podcast to iTunes would not affect Facebook or Twitter, or our accounts on Facebook or Twitter, I should say. But I think some of you guys might get the wrong idea on the repercussions this will have for the YouTube page. It's not going to have many, except for the fact that we won't post the podcast on YouTube anymore. Instead of posting the podcast in full, we're going to post, from here on out, 5-minute previews or something like that of some of the content of this week's episode, so you can get a feel for what we're talking about, or maybe just get a good laugh in and then want to download the rest of the show. We're going to be doing that from now on, and if you want the full episode, you're going to have to go to Blip to watch it, but honestly, really, just go download it off of iTunes. We're using Blip as a service to get it on iTunes, but we do not intend for you guys to watch or listen to the podcast on Blip. Just download it, please. Also, through Blip, if we want to, we can actually make some money off of your downloads or your listens to the podcast. We can actually make a little bit of money. That's really not something we're focused on right now, but maybe somewhere down the line, if we gain more fans and the fan base just continues to grow, maybe we'll look into monetizing this a little bit through Blip. So Blip just offers a lot of great opportunities for us. The YouTube account will still be used heavily by Jake, by Devin, and eventually by myself. They're still going to make Let's Plays and commentaries and all sorts of other videos and whatnot, and they're going to put it up on YouTube. I will soon do the same thing. The only thing that this means is that we're not going to be posting the podcast on YouTube. That's pretty much it. We're not posting it on YouTube. We're using Blip to put it on iTunes. So now, from here on out, starting with episode 6, from here on out, if you want the full-length podcast, however long it may be that particular week, you're going to have to go download it off of iTunes. Please subscribe to us on iTunes as soon as we're up there in the podcast directory. And to find that out, make sure to follow us on Twitter or like us on Facebook. I think that was a pretty good chain of plugs right there. Anything else to say? We talked to Josh about this, Josh Kruder, of course, from Hard to Get Productions, or H2G. I don't know how he likes to say it. I'm assuming it's hard to get, but that's just me. Like we told him, his awesome work that we can't say enough good things about with the intro and the promo, they're still going to be used quite a bit. It's just that they won't be in front of the podcast anymore. They'll just be in front of every other video we post on YouTube. So it's not a huge change, but it's definitely a significant one. It's definitely, I think, going to help us as a podcast find our audience, gain a bigger audience. It's just a great positive thing all around. We're hoping you guys are looking forward to it as much as we are. So once again, I'll just sum everything up. The Glib Staff podcast is moving to iTunes, starting with episode 6. The entire backlog of Glib Staff episodes 1 through 5, will also be available on iTunes as soon as it shows up. Hopefully, it will be up on iTunes in a couple days. If not, we'll let you know as soon as we're on iTunes, regardless. This will not affect the use of the YouTube channel, other than we're only going to be posting previews of the episodes now instead of the full-length episodes. I think that covers everything. I think that wraps everything up into a nice, neat little bow. This is the second time I've had to record this, and it's about half the length of the original version. So Thank you guys for listening to this little Glib Staff PSA. Enjoy episode 6 as soon as it's out. Enjoy the rest of the episodes on iTunes. Keep on supporting us. Like we said, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube and on iTunes as soon as you can. And I think that just about does it. So I've been Ben, and I still have no sort of witty way to end any of my videos or any of the podcast or anything like that. So I'm just going to say bye. Have a good one.